Ladies and gentlemen, meet the Easter Bunny. You really want to?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what do you want to sing for us?
Well, if I told you what it was, you'd probably say it was controversial and you wouldn't let me do it. If I had a ship, I'd sail away.
It was the first time television felt dangerous, and CBS didn't see it coming. Imagine filming a variety show sketch so bold, so politically loaded, that the network executives didn't just cut the scene. They canceled the entire show. That's what happened to the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour. Not because of bad ratings, personal scandals, or controversy in tabloids. It was because of 5 minutes of television that challenged the most powerful institutions in the country and refused to back down. This is the moment CBS tried to erase, but fans didn't forget. And now, with rare clips resurfacing online, the full story is finally coming back to light. Part 1. The Rise of a Safe Variety Show. In 1967, CBS was searching for a show to compete with NBC's Bonanza. They weren't looking for rebels. They were looking for ratings. Enter Tom and Dick Smothers, two brothers with a goofy musical charm.
If I had a ship, I'd sail away. Sing out. If I had a ship.
Their debut seemed harmless. Light banter, comedy sketches, folk songs. America loved it. But behind the scenes, Tom Smothers had other plans. He saw television as a platform, not just for laughs, but for truth. Part 2. The comedy that got dangerous. As the show gained popularity, the tone began to shift. Political satire slipped into sketches. Musical guests performed anti-war songs. Tom pushed the boundaries, and CBS, chasing ratings, let it slide.
A lot of people lie. Politicians lie.
So what if all those other people lie?
What about the TV ministers?
What about them?
Sometimes they lie when they say.
When do they lie?
When
do they lie? These TV ministers, you're saying they lie? I can't believe you'd say something like that. Give me an example.
When they say amen, they really want a woman.
Then came Pete Seeger, Joan Baez, Jefferson Airplane, and even The Who.
Well, was that it?
Yep, I like to hit them hard and get out quick.
What are you looking at?
The water.
What water?
All right, just be quiet 1 minute. Mom liked you best! You lower your voice.
Mom liked you.
Suddenly, Sunday night TV was filled with songs about war, injustice, and protest. CBS grew uneasy. Local stations in the South sent complaints. Sponsors hesitated.
Tonight, we're here to honor our presidential candidate, Patrick Paulsen.
All races and creeds, everyone on this planet within the sound of my voice, bigots, drunks, and perverts. My allotted speaking time has run out.
But the 18 to 25 audience, they were hooked. Tom Smothers began clashing with censors over almost every script. Deadlines were missed. Content was re-edited at the last minute. Still, CBS aired the episodes until one skit crossed the line. Part 3. The Forbidden Sermon That Broke the Network. In April 1969, CBS received a tape of a segment featuring comedian David Steinberg.
Back in October 27th, I think, last year, we had a young man, David Steinberg, on the show who did a sermonette along with the New Day Singers, a Jesuit seminary group. And we had a great deal of problems from that telecast, and it was all intended in fun. But we have Mr. Steinberg back with us again, and he's going to do now another sermonette. Now, we don't want to offend anybody out there, but if you get offended, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Dressed as a rabbi, Steinberg delivered a biting, satirical sermon comparing Moses to a modern anti-war protester. It ended with the line, "Sorry, Mr. President. Take your army and go. I will not help you any longer." CBS executives panicked. It was a clear swipe at the Nixon administration during a war in prime time. Then came a folk song called "No More Promised Lands," performed on a dimly lit stage, urging young Americans to redraw the map. That episode never aired. CBS claimed it missed review deadlines. Tom Smothers said it was censorship, plain and simple. The contract was terminated. Just like that, no goodbye show, no press release. The Smothers Brothers were gone. Part 4. Aftermath and Fallout. The fallout was immediate. Bootleg copies of the banned episode began circulating on college campuses. Students held protests outside CBS offices. Newspapers ran op-eds. And the brothers? Blacklisted. Tom Smothers became too controversial to hire. Dick was seen as guilty by association. They sued CBS for breach of contract and won, but they never regained their TV status. The doors had closed. Part 5. Legacy, Archives, and the Internet Revival. In 2008, Tom Smothers was finally honored with an Emmy. In 2010, the brothers were inducted into the TV Hall of Fame. But the true comeback didn't happen until recently. On the Internet. Clips from the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour are now going viral on TikTok and YouTube. Students are quoting Pat Paulsen. Parody sermons are being remixed. The VHS tapes that once circulated underground are now in the public domain. Added value for fans? In 2022, UC Santa Barbara digitized the full archive of unaired scripts, skits, and CBS memos. For the first time, fans and researchers can explore what really happened and what could have aired. The show that spoke when no one else would. The Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour wasn't just canceled, it was silenced. Not for low ratings, not for poor content, but because it told the truth when TV wasn't ready to hear it. And now, decades later, it's being heard again, louder than ever. If you think a show like this would still be controversial today, drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new here, subscribe. Because we're not done telling the stories that were almost buried.